someone's life later on. And they've not seemed to have any qualms at all about reaching down so heavy-handed. And when I've asked, and again, there's no documentation, it's not an interrogation, I don't think. He's not been
Twitter button.
Advocated. So there's a lot of risk to put too many services out there when somebody is in a pretrial situation. They're supposed to be assumed innocent. What you're supposed to be doing is protecting whether they're not incriminating themselves. So I don't know. It's been a bizarre thing. I've never seen anything like it. That was from a psychiatrist at Quantico. So are these conditions acceptable under military law? In the United States versus, the accused alleged that he was placed in solitary confinement for an extended period of time because prison officials were attempting to break him. The court indicated that coercing a confession is not a legitimate governmental objective. Indeed, the only legitimate purposes are to ensure that the accused's presence at trial and security of the facility. In 2006, United States versus Crawford, the Court of Appeals for the Armed Services found a constitutional violation is established where conditions are unreasonable or arbitrary in relation to both purposes of ensuring presence for trial and security needs of the confinement facility. Manning was an exemplary inmate who never gave brig officials reason to believe he was a flight risk, making these harsh conditions, controlled from the Pentagon, impossible to defend. As the Court of Appeal for the Armed Forces wrote in the United States versus Combs, the court will not tolerate egregious and intentional misconduct by the command where there is no evidence of legitimate, non-punitive objective for the conduct complained of. What was the legitimate non-punitive objective of Manning not being able to lean against the wall while seated in his cell, lying down in his cell between 5 a.m. and 10 p.m., exercising in his cell, being forced to stand naked to get his clothes back, or being verbally checked every 5 minutes and waking him from his sleep to see if he was all right. The only purpose of these limitations was to punish, humiliate, or break Manning. No doubt Lieutenant General Flynn is well aware of how these stress techniques can break a person. Any claim that these abusive conditions were to protect Manning is undermined by well-known negative impact of solitary confinement. Numerous federal courts have taken note of serious negative consequences of such confinement. The fact is, confinement facility officials were actually causing Manning psychological harm, not protecting him from harm. Finally, the fact that as soon as he was sent to Fort Leavenworth, his conditions changed virtually overnight, demonstrating the conditions at Quantico were unnecessary. In multiple cases, military courts have found that dismissal of all charges is appropriate remedy for pretrial punishment. Not only was Manning's pretrial confinement punishment in violation of military law, in addition, after a 14-month investigation, UN Special Rapporteur on Torture Juan Mendez formally accused the United States government of cruel, inhumane, and degrading treatment in violation of International Covenant on Civil and Political Rights. The motion to dismiss and the hidden emails highlights the prosecution's continuous withholding of material information from the defense in violation of law. The prosecutor's obfuscation is resulting in a delay of the court-martial so that Manning's trial will occur nearly 1,000 days after his confinement in violation of speedy trial requirements. It's getting harder and harder to see how any remedy other than dismissal of the charges for outrageous government conduct would serve justice.
Hey!
Clarky!
I see Jim walked off.
He's off with Jim Haber.
Okay, he'll be
the
back.
two Jims are hanging out.
If anybody else wants to come up and say a few things,
it was real funny when I was in Manhattan. I bumped into Jim Tabor.
Yeah, it's pretty funny.
Yeah, I know.
That is pretty funny.
3,000 miles away, right? And I was like on vacation.
You want a sticker?
Right.
Yes, I do, actually. That's partly why I walked back over this way. I realize I feel naked.
I'd be naked.
As naked as Bradley Manning was when he was in military detention.
Thank you, my dear.
You were as naked as Bradley Manning.
Oh, man.
World can't wait. San Francisco Bay Area chapter received this in the mail from a supporter who's too old to be here. He's in ill health. However, he is with us in spirit. It's called the Battle of Fallujah. There's a place not far from Baghdad, all Iraq remembers well, when a city called Fallujah became another word for hell. Its land turned to blood-soaked sand.
Could I have a few more to post around?
Only dead and the dying did
I had some, I
remain.
ran out of them.
In the city of mosques, none were left to stand. Once a city alive, now only in name. A Holocaust happened in 2004. Planes leveled Fallujah, more cannons the same. When the bombings ended the city, no more. Death and destruction was all that remained. Fallujah, encircled by a ring of tanks, nobody left alive was allowed to flee. Wounded survivors were shot point blank, executed on sight by United States Marines. Snipers gunned down anyone seen. Young mothers, old men, even babies and kids. Crimes of war the Marine Corps hid, their code of honor forever unclean. No one counted the people found dead. 10,000
Making albums and then
Marines had slain. Their bodies were buried in mass graves instead, without any markers, without any names. Given medals of praise to hide the horror, no heroes paused to reflect or mourn. Semper Fidelis of so-called valor, less brave than drowning puppies just born. I still remember my motherland, how it used to be before. I will never forget Fallujah, or love my country the same anymore. After 7 years since Fallujah bled, I mourn for their martyrs still. If Allah doesn't avenge the death, then maybe Jesus will. Thank you.
what?
Jesus.
Did I hear that correctly?
Yeah.
Okay.
That was a letter written to the RCP.
Oh. Oh, you mean the guys we used to get him?
And they used Agent Orange and
Yeah, not so much anymore.
The other day.
Yeah, if you'd be-
Somewhere, and somebody was giving me a half an hour, like, and I just said, you know, in the old days, we used to have old regularly. That was too old. I can remember Jack's one fight. Just kicked me the shit out of something. We were so bad. Oh my god.
Yeah, I know.
But it sure was fun. I should make sure my fight was
That's still there. Yeah, you might want to lock it.
everybody knows.
We have a lot of people in attendance, including Scott Olson. He's over here today. Another American hero. Quite by chance, though, this time. Actually, it wasn't by chance because they got a picture of the cop who fired the fucking rubber bullets that hit you in the fucking head, right? I got his badge number and everything, that little son of a bitch. And he did get fired from the police department, in fact, because he had already shot and killed.
Started to fire him,
Yeah.
with arbitration, but yeah.
Yeah, he shot and killed 3 people in the line of duty, so that just should let you know what kind of a scumbag that guy really is. Yeah.
Not surprised.
Yeah, right.
It was horrifying.
Yeah, it was.
Yes, it
My
was.
son was like, he went with me, you know, we've been going to stuff, he's 26, but that night was his first real, you know, he starts to run the minute the tear gas started. I go, no, don't go running yet.
Yeah, don't run.
I like pulling my kid, he's like 300 and something pounds. I'm like,
Don't ever
"Back
run,
there."
right?
I go, if you run, you can't see where you're going. Yeah, I go, if you fall or whatever, it's going to suck. So we like stayed around, and then, oh man, we were right there. And my kid was like, I'm like, yeah, it's fucking sucks. But here you are.
Right?
Right.
Me and him,
You're
like,
looking good.
to survive this crazy. I've had some really crazy shit this year where
I've been at it for 41 years.
Yes.
Had pitched battles with the police.
Me too.
I can't run
Mindless thugs, honey.
I can't run anymore, but
Mindless thugs, that's 30 years ago
yeah,
already.
we were mixing it up on Wall Street, that's for sure. Right. And what's cool is I can get up on the police, I can get right up on them now, right? And they won't like try to attack me or anything because
Hopefully.
yeah. This was in Manhattan, I was on them.
Oh, well, Manhattan.
Right, yeah. During Occupy Wall Street first year anniversary protest. And they weren't going to bother.
We had some good photos from that trip. They were
Oh yeah,
really
I
awesome.
had a good time on that trip too.
You know, Penley's throwing a getaway for us gimps
I like Penley.
in Florida
Yeah,
next month. If I
I
could
miss
get there, it
Penley.
would be awesome.
I miss Penley. He hasn't been. He used to be sitting here in the city for the longest. You know. There's
He's
another.
got cancer too.
Yeah, there's another American patriot.
Did John Penley have cancer?
Yeah,
Yeah.
we both have been like having the same kind of thing going on. But I finished my treatment, so he's dealing with it. You know, he's been dealing with it. But
You know, I never made it to the. They told me that
yeah, he's.
38 years of marijuana use cured my cancer.
Well, I know that's what's made. I mean, this was number 7, and I beat it again.
It's
And I
time to
got
go
hit
Medicaid.
by a car on my bike in August in the middle of it. Got creamed. Yeah.
We are live.
You know, Oakland.
We are live on Global Revolution right now, so that means we got a lot more people watching us from around the world. So thanks a lot for that. I'm pretty sure that's one of my buddies in New York that got us back on, because I was getting ready to end the broadcast because there ain't nothing going on. But let's see how people tweet and everything. I can tell what they're doing.
Yeah,
It's cool. I always wondered how that works.
Yeah, it's way
when they
cool.
come on and when like you know, we'll go on and I figured, but I never really looked.
Smartphone and Metro service, and there you go. You can go and a Ustream app, and you're
Awesome.
right. Couple of presses of the buttons.
My phone's such a piece of shit.
Yeah, it doesn't matter.
No, it sucks. It won't work. It'll break in the middle of it. It'll just stop.
Oh.
This thing's just a
What is
piece.
it, a Huawei?
Never buy this. No,
What's
it's
the
Samsung.
What the hell's wrong with it?
This one,
Oh,
there's
yeah.
something wrong with it, and they won't give me a new phone. Even though this one lady, you know, said go to the headquarters, you know, and because the programming's, you know, and I said, I know, I go in every month. I bought this in July, and go, this doesn't work right. And they go, you have to do this, do that, you leave it. And I finally go in this month, and I go, and the manager guy, blah, 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 blah. I go, no, that doesn't work. No, that doesn't. Stop talking when I'm talking. Stop talking when I'm talking. I'm not going to help you. I go, well, fuck you and the horse you think you rode in on, you know?
Find a different Metro office.
Went to 24th Street. This was the main one on Potrero, right?
Oh yeah, that place I
On
went to.
24th, and she goes, puts memory cards, she's just like trying to program. I said, yeah. I said, I delete the junk and it comes back. You know, she goes, no, it's all messed up. Go to the headquarters. I go to the headquarters? No. And I'm like, what's the use of paying $50 a month for a phone that doesn't work half the time?
We have about 50 people here. In support of Bradley Manning, or Sid. She's the one that's running her mouth.
Blah, 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 blah.
We're right in front of here, the United States Marine Corps.
Stupid fucking
And
white
this is
man.
not your normal recruitment office. This is an officer's recruitment office.
Ooh,
So-
oh, I didn't know that.
Right? Yeah. If you don't want to be an officer, they'll send you something. If you won't, they'll send you somewhere else. But if you want to be an officer in the Marines, this is a place where they'll send you. And then they'll tell you a lot of lies to get you to sign up. And
And they'll promise you a lollipop.
right, and then the next thing you know, you'll be peeling potatoes in Fallujah,
Yeah, right.
doing KP.
Watching your ass every second. Well, you know what? I'm gonna go.
Okay,
I'm just out of it. I love you, honey.
look at you.
I'll see
Take care
you
of yourself.
soon.
Take care of yourself.
I will. I always am. Nice to meet you. You are
Clark.
Clark.
Freeman Sullivan.
Hi.
Nice to meet you.
I'll talk to you later on Facebook.
Okay, I guess it
Come
looks
over
like
and hang
a...
out with you sometime. Let
Okay.
me just come hang out.
We'll do.
Yeah, all right. I love you, baby. Thank
Okay,
you.
bye-bye. All right, looks like our protest is going to break up here, folks. So I'm going to end it. My next live stream will be tomorrow at 12 noon from the Social Security office in San Francisco. We're out here to protest the fiscal cliff that our lawmakers are about ready to have us jump off of. So we'll be out, and we will be live streaming at 12 noon tomorrow from San Francisco at the Social Security office on 7th and Mission Street. So until tomorrow, everybody have a great day, and thanks for watching.